there's a lot of talk, alpha male this, and I'm a high value man that nowadays. And I feel like it's a constant like war going on saying, oh no, you're a beta male, you're an alpha male, all these different kinds of things. Oh, you have to be a high value man to do these things. In my honest opinion, I don't really pay attention to any of that stuff. The reason is because my belief is truly, if you are a high value man, quote unquote, an alpha man, quote unquote, then you don't have to express it in any kind of way. I feel like everybody's out here like claiming,
oh, I'm a high value, I'm alpha male, this.
But I feel like if you truly are a high value man, you don't have to express it in words because people can just see by your actions. So today I'm going to go over the 4 pillars, in my opinion, that I believe make up a high value man, a man who truly stands out from the pack, a 1% man. I'm going to give you a few things that I believe are the pillars that you have to be working on at this moment. This is a kind of a combination of things, of the 4 values that I feel like are most valuable to a man, and also things that I just wish I would have known when I was younger so that I could start working on from an earlier age. I'm talking 5-6 years ago when I was just getting out of high school. So these are the 4 pillars I believe that truly make up a man. Number 1, your physical body. Now I put this number 1 because I feel like this is the first thing that you have to start working on if you want everything else to start falling in line. If your physical body isn't in the best shape that it is and you're not taking care of your physical body, then I think it's really difficult to try to get places in life. Obviously, there might be some people who have done it, but I feel like it's a very difficult thing. And to be a true that man that stands out from everybody else, I feel like this is something you really have to master down. And this involves a few different things. First of all, as I always mention, exercise. Some kind of thing that you're doing. You don't have to go to the gym and lift weights, but whatever it is that you're doing, you need to do something that you're working on your body, improving yourself every single day. Whether you like going running, whether you like your combination of a whole bunch of things, whether you like to play a sport in the morning or play basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is, do something where you're working on your body. If it is weightlifting, if it is going to the gym or CrossFit, whatever it is that intrigues you to keep on doing it, then do that thing. Start working on your body. This is, I feel like, the fundamental. If you're not working on your body and you're young and you're coming out of high school and all these things, you're at the beginning of everything, you're not going to make it very far if you're not even working on your body and trying to get better that way. So this means as a young person, you want to try to be in the best shape that you could possibly be. And this includes not only working out and exercise, but also trying to eat as clean as possible or trying to just eat in a way that improves your body. If you're scrawny and you need to put on more weight, then start eating more food. Not bad food, but putting on weight in a good way. If you have a lot of weight that you need to lose, then start working on yourself to start losing that fat. Whatever it is that you need to do, you need to start improving your body to make your body the best shape that it could possibly be. If you're a young person right now, this is the time when you should be in great shape. I'm not saying in the best shape of your life right away, because as you get older, little by little things are going to start changing about your body, but start working on yourself from now. If you're young, coming out of high school, or you're 20 years old, you're young still, then start working on yourself, and this is a fundamental to start working on your body. I feel like this is like the genesis of becoming the best version of yourself, to becoming that high value man that everybody claims to be. Just because people claim to be, and because they get plenty of women, or because they're able to have the best shape, people claim it all the time. But a high value man, like I said, you shouldn't have to claim to be a high value man. People should be able to see just by how you look on the outside, by your character, by the things you do. The first pillar that I believe to becoming that kind of man that stands out from everybody else is to have your physical body on point. This is the first pillar, and I put it number 1 for a reason, because I believe this is the first thing that you need to start working on. Because if you don't even care about your physical, care about taking care of yourself, you're not going to improve on anything else. This is the number 1 pillar to start working on first. Number 2 is financially. So the second pillar is your financial life. From when you're young, when you're first getting out of high school and stuff, most people are not going to be in a great position on knowing how to invest, on how to make more money, on how to do a lot of things. Matter of fact, I know there's a lot of people coming out of high school or in those situations who don't have a job at all, who are not making any money. So if you're in that situation, the number 1 thing you need to do is get a job. Start making money somehow. Start a side hustle. Whatever you need to do, start generating income. That's the first thing you need to start working on right away. Because let's be honest, when you're young and you're not making any money, it's really hard to feel good about yourself, because especially as a man, most people who are watching this are men, maybe a few women here and there, but especially as a man, if you're not making any money, you don't feel great. I know, because I've been in times where I'm not making that much money, or I'm not making money at all, and it's not times where you feel your best. As a man, you want to be generating income. You want to be improving in that in the financial side of your life. So you start working on that from when you're young. As soon as you get out of high school, if you're still young, if you're in your 20s, your early 20s, and you still don't have a job, and you're still not making any money, That's the first step. Start making money in the first place so you're able to start using that and start being able to make money so that you're able to feel better about yourself in that first step. And then after that, you can start focusing on educating yourself, learning how to invest, learning how to save up your money, learning how to put your money in places where it's going to start making more money. And whatever it is your goal is that you're trying to get to, learning how to manage your money properly in order to get to that goal that you're working towards. The point is, you need to start educating yourself financially from when you're young. Because if you don't start educating yourself on finances, on how to manage your money, then you're going to fall very behind in the game of life. So you want to start doing this from you're young. Start having a jump start. Obviously, there's a lot of people who start later in their life. That's fine too. But if you're young, now's the perfect time. You're full of energy. You have all the energy in the world to get stuff done. Then start working on everything about yourself. And the second pillar of this is financial, right? Like I said, it's mostly men on this channel right now, and this video is specifically for men because I'm speaking from my point of view and understanding about this. You need to be able to generate finances somehow, because as a man, you're not going to feel like a man if you're not able to get something financially. It's just the way it is. It's the way that men are wired. So figure out what step you're in. What is it that you need to do to start generating finances? And realize, never stop learning about money, learning about how money works, learning how the money circulates in the world. You have to start paying attention to all these different things. And if you start from when you're young, you're going to be at a way head start than everybody else in life. So start focusing on how to learn about everything financially so that you're able to build this pillar in your life. This is the second pillar because, to be honest, if a man's not generating money, you're not going to feel like a man in your life. So that's why I put this in number 2, because this is a very important thing that as a man you have to do in order to have that second pillar, in order to be that quote unquote high value man that everybody's talking about. This is something you must work on in your life to be able to create that financial independence on your own. And number 3, I would put this last because I believe this is of utmost importance, but I put this at third because the next one could screw everything up if you don't have it properly. So number 3 is your spirituality, having a connection with God, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever higher power it is that you believe in. I believe that this is the third pillar of a quote unquote high value man. I'm not even going to call that, just of a man, period. Having a connection with the higher being so that you can able to always stay grounded. I feel like this is such an important thing that a lot of people, especially nowadays with all the content that's going around, with all the self-improvement stuff, a lot of people forget about this. If you look at a lot of the higher people, the people who have had the most success and everything, they had this spiritual connection with the higher power, with God, whoever it is that you believe in. Me, personally, I'm a believer in God. And whenever you have that connection, that spiritual part of you on point, then it helps you keep you grounded. It helps you to keep working and knowing that something good is going to happen later on. I feel like a lot of people miss this on their part of their life, and that's why they get caught up in all these vices. They keep getting caught up in all these different things that are wasting their time because they don't have this part of their life sorted out. And that's why they end up spending all their money on different things. They ended up starting something and doing something good, but then they all throw it all in the garbage by doing something dumb. You have to have this part of your life on point in order for you to be able to raise to the next level. I feel like this is an important step that many people miss out on their journey of life. If you want to become that quote unquote man that stands out from everybody else, I feel like this is one thing that will set you apart from everybody else. It may be different from everybody else. That's why I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but establish a connection with God, with the higher being, so that you're able to have that groundedness, be able to have that humbleness, and not have that arrogance thinking that you're doing something. And then from there, you'll be able to grow so much more, so much better, because you'll have that groundedness and not fall into all these different traps that everybody's setting for you. So number 3, which in my opinion is one of the most important thing, actually the most important thing of the 4 pillars of being a man, is establishing your spiritual connection with God. And number 4, character. I feel like this is a pillar that is very important. So many try to force themselves to be someone that they're not. They see a whole bunch of other self-improvement videos. They see how this person's doing this. They see how this person's doing that. This person's doing this. And they think they have to combine all this to be this kind of person that they're just not. You have to learn how to be yourself. Now, granted, I don't mean if you're in a terrible situation, I don't mean be yourself and stay in that situation. No, you need to constantly improve, constantly get better, upgrade your communication skills, whatever it is that you need to work on. Keep working on yourself, but be true to yourself always. So many people are so fake nowadays, And that's why you can't trust a lot of the things that you see online, because there's so many fake people who claim to be doing something, but they're not. So you have to be careful with that. Stop searching so much for how to be this, how to be that, and start learning how to be the best version of you. Everybody in this world is different, but you can always see, even from a distance, if somebody is of true high value who stands out from everybody else, you can see it immediately when somebody walks in the room. You say, oh, that person, he's different. There's something different about him than everybody else in this room. You can always see it. That's why I said the people who claim, quote unquote, to be alpha men, or they claim to be this high value person, most of the time, they're not. The reason being is because a true quote unquote high value person, alpha male, doesn't have to say it. When they walk in the room, everybody already knows it. So when it comes to your character, you need to be able to be the best version of yourself and not try to conform to what everybody else wants you to do. I feel like this is something that so many people do nowadays. They try to conform to what everybody else is doing, to everybody else in the world. My question to you is, so many people are saying they want to be the 1% within that 1% community that's different from the rest of the world. Then if you want to be that 1%, do you really think you could be living like the other 99% and be that 1%? It doesn't work that way. The 1%, the people who are within that small little bubble, the reason that they're there is because they're different. They don't follow what everybody else is doing. They know exactly what path they're going on. They follow their own way. They don't worry about what everybody else is doing because that doesn't matter. You don't want to be like the 99%. You want to be like the 1%, that small few people in the world who are reaching that success. And of course, it's 1%. Most people watching this video are not going to reach that 1%. It's statistically impossible. Everybody can't be part of the 1% or it wouldn't be the 1%. So if you really want to reach that, you have to get away from trying to be like everybody else, from trying to please everybody else. Because at the end of the day, you have to focus on what it is that makes you stand apart. What is it that you're going to do? What is the vision that you have created? Where is it that you're going to go towards? You have to create all this for yourself and create the values that you have in your life. This is so important to develop, and I feel like so many people don't do this. They try to copy what everybody else does. They want to be this quote unquote alpha male in this conversations nowadays, that quote unquote high value person, but they're following all these fake content and these fake people who are putting out all this stupid stuff that doesn't benefit you at all. It doesn't. A lot of this stuff has to do with vanity and just putting your time into things that don't matter. You have to learn how to focus on you. Focus on what's going to make you stand apart. Focus on the vision, the goal that you've set for yourself. Obviously, if your goal is not to be in that 1% and everything, then do what it is that you want to do. But for the people who are watching, who are trying to be in that 1%, who are trying to be successful on a different kind of level, you gotta stray away from trying to please everybody and from trying to be like everybody else and trying to be with all these other people, because you're never gonna make it if that's what you're focused on. You have to learn to focus on the right things. If you're young, just coming out of high school, you're just in your early 20s and you're just starting, now's the time to really put your energy into something valuable, something that you could turn something into, and not be the one that goes back 20 years down the future and looks like, oh man, I just wasted all my time. I didn't do anything to benefit myself back then. Don't be one of those. If you're young right now, now is the time to start. Don't be like everybody else. Matter of fact, my advice to you is get off of social media. Social media is it's a thing that if you don't use it properly and if you use it just to waste time, you're never gonna get anywhere if you're always on it. You're never gonna, because the algorithms are literally meant to keep you there for long periods of time. They literally program it that way. So it takes your time, it takes your attention, and you're seeing all these different things that are gonna affect the way that you're thinking. Get off of social media. Think about yourself. Think about what is it that you truly want to achieve. What are your thoughts? What is in your mind? Stop thinking about what everybody else is thinking about on social media and what their life, their quote unquote highlights are. Focus on yourself. Create the character that you want to build. Be that 1% that stands away from everybody else. Do you really think everybody at the top who are the 1%, do you think that they're looking at everybody else and what everybody else is doing? No. Why? Because they're focused on themselves. Focus on you. Focus on what you can do for yourself. Build that character and stop focusing on the fakeness that's out there, because there's a lot of fake stuff, and learn to be the best version of yourself. These are the 4 pillars, I believe, that truly create that quote unquote high value male that people are talking about. The 4 pillars of a man. Having your physical body in the best shape that you could possibly be and taking care of yourself. This is number one, because if you don't even have this on point, then how are you going to get everything else done? Number two, your financial. Getting your financial life on point as a man so that you're able to generate and generate and generate so that you're able to create wealth throughout your life. 3, spiritual connection with God, something that most people miss. And matter of fact, this is the most important on my list, because if I didn't have this, then I wouldn't be grounded. I wouldn't be going where I'm going right now. And number 4, your character. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Work on your character and build yourself into the best version that you could possibly be of yourself.